あ、せなさんこんばんは。ちょっと待ってね。喉飴舐めながらやりますわ。ちょっと結構酷評してるゲームなんですけど、これ先に終わらせるわ。じゃあやりますか。どっからだっけ。いやもう早く終わらせたいんで、もう3回です。1回配信しちゃったんで、できる限り配信しようかな。いや、悪魔城ドラキュラコレクションの方が面白いよね。なんか 100%。いやでもだいぶね、疲れが取れたわ。なんか CC レモンのなんか疲労回復用の CC レモンみたいなやつ飲んだらすげえ調子よかった。やっぱ疲れてたんだな今週。ロードが長い。何なんだこれ。早くショットガン持ちたいな。ショットガン今どんぐらい金溜まってんだっけ。134。まだまだじゃん。エドガースワンディとかなんすか。お、一気に増えた。あとさ、パリのやり方がよくわからんな。ヘルプないのか。こっちかな。うわ、ないんだ。パリの説明忘れちゃった。
The flower's dying. It needs water.
水ってどうやってくるんだ。大失態。何を大失態したんですか。一応あれだな、売る前にいやどうしようかな。シガレットケース売ろうかな。超アイテムが出てきたんだけど。ここはもう何もないのか。ああ、そういうことか。まあしゃあないっすよ。1個裏もあるじゃん。 貧血までは直せるな。じゃあ直しに行くか、医者だし。2階は誰もいないな。1階なんだな。ここはいけないのか。江戸川村寺ってこっちじゃないの？こいつだな。
Please, Jonathan, come in.
あ、ちなみに字幕の翻訳あんまり良くないんで。
Is it not? In the last decade, so many mysteries have been brought to light with our microscopes. The human body, biology's penultimate frontier. The more This must be all so new to you. This area of...
I wish I could share your...
I cannot express my thrill at this...
It may seem strange.
Forgive me.
I'm not some doe-eyed student, Edgar. I understand.
Very well.
Please.
The Pembroke only survives through the
A spokesman, or...
Discretion is in order, Jonathan.
And you would like me...
By the stole, of course.
Accepted.
Do you need something, Jonathan?
I have just a few questions.
Then ask away.
You mentioned something about a secret society. A brotherhood, if I recall.
この辺を聞いていくか。
Could you elaborate?
Certainly. I've been a member of the Brotherhood.
ああ、どっちにしようかな。こっちに。
That explains your night.
I feel it wasn't mere...
Yet you
The
don't...
Brotherhood has stuck...
Since you seem quite the expert on vampires, what could you tell me about my condition and how it came about?
As men of science, our first step is always to start with what we know.
The sun. The morning following my...
You will find there is very little that can...
Must I...
You are a...
The man we pursued and slew in the canning factory...
He was a Skull, technically speaking. The debate rages as to their classification.
あ、やべえ。
Some think them a subspecies of vampire, others
この辺
something
聞いてなか
else.
ったな。まあ、大丈夫だろう。あ、これ聞いて。
Just for clarity, what differences are there between myself and a scowl?
A Skull is easier to eliminate, Jonathan, even if they remain formidable foes for the unprepared. Vampires... Now, vampires exist beyond the mortal realm.
お、チリボさん、こんばんは。
How do scowls come into existence?
The name means slave. The etymology may indicate that they are a lesser
そういうことね。
species of vampire. From what I know, vampires tend to despise them.
いや、あんまり深く考えない方がいいですよ。
Since I'm the one working for you,
まずクオリティ低いんで。
what should I know about Pembroke Hospital?
Well, for many years, we have been the only medical facility in this part of town that people can rely on. We support the community here.
どっちにしようかな。こっちにするか。
What do you expect of me?
What we need is hope. You were a soldier.
Where do
But to be honest,
いけるのか。よし、OK。
we'll see each other again?
エドガーの部屋アイテムないんだな。いや、これだいぶあれだな、しんどいな。ここはダメか。 あ、これのシチューは普通に作りましたよ。いや別に初めて作ったわけじゃない。今日のはね、ちょっと濃いめのルーで作ったんですよ。パンにつけてこうと思って。牛乳ね、買うの忘れてて。最近ちょっとツイッターとかなんかすげえつぶやいてる気がするな。まあ休みだから暇なんでつぶやいてるっていうのがあるんですけど。今日ね、なんかちょっと材料を変えたんですよ。いつものよりちょっと高めのなんか野菜とか使ったんですけど、アクがほとんど出なくて、アクこんなに出ないんだと思って。ちなみに入れたのはじゃがいもと人参と玉ねぎとアスパラと鶏肉ですね。俺なんか人参とじゃがいも好きなんでめちゃくちゃ入れるんですよ。いや、これ野菜なんですかね。いつもはサラダ油でやるんですけど、今日はバターでやったんですよ。バターなのかな、よくわからんけど、あんまりアクが出なかったですね。ちなみに腹減ったらまた食おうと思って冷蔵庫に入れて残してます。あれ見えないじゃん。これ吸血した方がいいのか、どうでもいいけど。いや、キルボーさん料理苦手とか関係ないっすよ。俺もね、料理そんなにうまくないっすよ。シチリとかね、超簡単なんでね。天ぷらそばなんて作れないです。うちコンロ一つしかない。シチューとかね、マジ簡単よ。キルボーさん。今、まあうちはじゃがいもと玉ねぎと、まあ今日はアスパラとか入れたんですけど、だいたい鶏肉買ってくるじゃないですか。鶏肉とか買ってきて、あとじゃがいもとか人参一口大にしといて、で炒めて。
Good evening, Doctor. I believe we're going to be working together. Dr. Reed. Dr. Swansea informed us of your arrival, but I could not dare to believe we'd have such good fortune. Such an honor, sir. Thank you. And you are. I am Thoreau Strickland, Dr. Thoreau Strickland. I'm a great admirer of your work, Dr. Reed.
炒めてね、水入れてね、煮て、あれっすよ。火止めてルー入れて、でまた弱火にして牛乳入れて煮込めば終わりっす。つか天ぷらそばとかの方が作れねえよ。
Have you heard any talk of blackmail going on in the hospital?
If you're running some official inquiry, you had better question the patients. They know more than the staff, especially old Miss Jones.
What can you tell me about the Pembroke?
Well, it has always been an honor to work with Dr. Swansea. But with your arrival, I can't think of a better opportunity to learn about blood transfusion.
You seem quite optimistic. It's a rare and precious attitude in these difficult times.
I'm convinced that this epidemic is a test of endurance and dedication for us men of science.
Questions remain about our capacity to resolve the situation.
True, true.
大体ね、
Last summer, during the first wave of the epidemic, I used to joke with Milton about the extra work.
均等に火通
We're
る。
not smiling now.
Do you need help with anything in
俺は牛の方
particular?
が。
Well, yes, maybe. I'm waiting for a batch of products I ordered for my personal research, yet my supplier seems to have vanished.
Do you want me to play the errand boy for you?
Oh no, Dr. Reed. But if you went personally to his shop, what with your reputation and all, he wouldn't dare to refuse the products I need.
I see. Well, give me the address, for I may pass by if I have time. Please, could you tell me?
I'm a great admirer of your work concerning blood transfusion, Dr. Reed. I run my own experiments. I'm convinced it's the future.
I based my technique on my mentor's research. He helped me perfect my method. What is yours?
I'd rather not talk about it. For now, it's just theories and first approach. My process is purely experimental and unsuccessful.
As long as you're cautious and methodical, you may remain empty-handed, but you won't fail.
You're not the first one to warn me. But I am convinced knowledge is the main weapon against the ravages of this epidemic.
What made you choose to be a doctor?
I'm not ashamed to admit you and your work have inspired me. I am honored to have the opportunity to work by your side.
It's always a pleasure to share scientific and medical knowledge with someone eager to learn. I'll be glad to help you if I can.
This epidemic may be the century's most terrible disaster, but I'm convinced that we, as doctors, are the only ones able to defeat it.
これアドベンチャー要素が入ってるから話が長えな。これ関係あんのかなこの話。
What do you think of Dr. Ackroyd's aversion to modern medical methods?
It's a shame he's so narrow-minded. Dr. Swansea taught me that science is about exploring uncharted territory. I'm convinced that's true.
With the influenza and all that's going on, you should put your differences aside, don't you think? Why is it so difficult to work together?
I believe that if Dr. Ackroyd had been the one to discover the transfusion process, he would be the first to recommend its use.
So you believe it's just a question of jealousy?
Dr. Ackroyd is as proud as he is blinded by his obsolete concept of medical science.
なんちゅう名前になってんの
Tell me more about your willingness to experiment with new medical techniques.
Harvey Fiddick is a patient suffering from a severe injury that could cripple him if not treated correctly. I'm convinced your blood transfusion technique could help him.
What is it you really want? To save him, or to prove your point?
Fair question. I want nothing but to save my patient, Dr. Reed. Especially since I know Mr. Fiddick's story.
Tell me Mr. Fiddick's story.
Our first diagnosis was compromised because Mr. Fiddick lied to us about...
But why would he hide such crucial information from us?
Because he is a proud father, ashamed of putting his children at risk because of his own negligence.
This personal involvement could also appear to be a lack of impartiality. You must know that a good surgeon must remain neutral.
I agree. But that does not excuse Dr. Ackroyd's behavior, a man who did not even take time to converse with his patient.
Do you think keeping his distance was a mistake?
All I know is that I'm taking care of human beings with desires, hopes, and fears. Not some biological machine comprised of blood, bones, and flesh.
Goodbye, Dr. Strickland.
話長えな。超真面目な話をしてるんだけど。健康なんだよな。なんでこんな健康なのにみんな病院に入ってるの？こいつは健康じゃないんだよな、ヒーローだから。こいつ。
Good evening, Mr. Goswick. How are you?
I'm okay.
これ、どうや、あ、診察ってあるのか ?R1 か。
Do you need any help?
I'm afraid I may, sir. I don't mean to be a burden.
あ、これで薬を出せるのか
You are not a burden, sir. Healing you is my responsibility.
And you have my gratitude for that.
Have you heard rumors about blackmail in this hospital?
No?
I have to go now, sir. But don't hesitate to contact me if you need any help.
I'm all right. Don't wait.
あ、なるほどね。これでいけるのか。
This hospital seems to be falling apart. But in the circumstances, I'm willing to give you the benefit of the doubt.
てか、アイテムが超落ちているね。あと知らないやついるっけ？いないな。つかアドベンチャーパート長えなこれマジ。どこだろう。いやすげえアイテム持ってる。アヘンやばいね。アヘンやばいけどまあいいだろう。あれあの先生いなくなったじゃん。欲しいの？あ、誰か不明なやつがいる。こいつ誰だ？クレイコックスか。あ、こいつも疲労なんか。ちょっとあれだな、薬作ってくるか。薬作ってきますわ。アイテムがボンボン出てくるな。クレイコックスにってことは結構ストック持っといた方がいいんだな。アドベンチャーパートは行くときに。これ結構ボリュームあんのかなもしかして。ちょっと待って。あ、瓶ばっかりじゃん。どうしようかな。こんなに瓶いるのかな。いいや。今疲労が多いから風とかもつけれるようになったじゃん。血清とかごめん。ちなみにこれ水とかどこで取るんだ。でクレイコックスを治療 しますか。じゃあクレイコックスどこだ。あ、いた。こいつだ。
Good evening, Mr. Cox.
Dr. Reed. Still working at night, I see. I like that.
And why is that?
People who don't sleep at night always seem more alive to me. More interesting, one way or another.
You're lucky to be alive, Mr. Cox. I hope you're starting to take better care of yourself.
This place is full of sickness and decay. How could I get better in such a dump?
Consider yourself lucky that I'm treating all of my patients equally. But don't push your luck.
Don't play the innocent with me. I'm sure you have good reasons to act this way. And also weaknesses that can be exploited.
Do you ever think about that poor fellow I saw you push in the water.
The wound he gave me will make sure I don't forget him. Still fucking hurts. Boss had cut me good.
That man was determined to murder you. You almost died.
What a surprise. The first time I met him, he nearly shit himself. Fucking coward. I guess revenge gives you balls.
What did he want? Revenge?
I recently had to kill his brother. Poor arsehole thought it would be easy to return the favor.
てかこれ
Perhaps you're right. Maybe only the strongest will survive in these dark times.
If there must be only one, in the end, make no mistake, I'll be the winner.
How is your hospitalization going, Mr. Cox?
This is a shitty place with shitty staff. But as long as I'm treated all right, I'll be fine.
What's wrong with the Pembroke staff?
That bastard you sent to bring me here, Milton, I thought he was going to break all my bones before I reached my bed.
I see. Any other smart comments?
The nurses aren't too ugly. Especially that foxy one, Nurse Crane. Pretty brunette, tough attitude, all like that.
What's wrong with the hospital?
Come on, Dr. Reed. The place is a dump. Smelly, sad, and dirty.
But you're alive thanks to the efforts and dedication of the staff here, aren't you?
What are you expecting, a medal? I thought that saving lives was just part of the job. Must be an unsatisfactory profession at this time, I'm sure.
なんかあれだな、こいつの会話普通だな。
Have you heard of any
最初ひどかったん
underhand
だけど
dealings
な、
going
翻
on in
訳
the
とか。
hospital?
Blackmail? That's not my style. Too risky. The black market, though. Now that's where the money is.
How long do you think you can escape the law, Clay?
I know this city like the back of my hand, Doc. I know its streets, who to pay, who to avoid, and who to bully. I won't get caught.
We can't escape the consequences of our actions. The past catches up with us in the end.
I ain't afraid of death. I don't hide who I am. I live my life honestly, which is more than I can say for most folks.
And who are you then?
I'm the leader of the Wet
Vampyr
Boot Boys. One day I'll leave this shitty place and punch in the face all who thought I would not come back.
I'll leave you for now, Mr. Cox.
Please, I feel sick. Get over here now.
まあ大まかな内容は多分須永さんに聞きゃ分かりますよ。須永さんが全部今全話見てるから、最初から。あ、逆だった。これね、初見で途中から見るとね、結構分かんないですよ、意味が。それは須永さんが全部解説してくれるんで大丈夫だと思います。
Please, sir. I need help bad.
What's going on?
I'm Blight, sir. Newton Blight. I've lost my mate. Can't find him anywhere.
I'm Dr. Jonathan Reed from the Pembroke Hospital. Please, calm down and give me more details.
Oswald and myself were both infantry, sir. We were en route for the hospital, but we had a disagreement. And Oswald ran off towards the canal.
一応ね、主人公がヴァンパイアなんですよ。で、自分をヴァンパイアに変えたやつを追ってるっていうか。
Fucking rats. Can't stand them since the war, sir.
多分だけど。
Can't stand them at
もう
all.
途中からもう
Don't
スキ
be
ップしてる
ashamed,
から分かんない
Mr.
けど。
Blight. Many soldiers who survived the trenches suffer from musophobia. I'll see what I can do for your friend. What can you tell me about yourself?
I'm Oswald's best friend. We served in the same regiment, sir. We've taken care of each other since we came back from the front.
あ、ゆうさんこんばんは。
What can you tell me about your friend?
His name is Oswald Thatcher.
俺は今回やってない。
We survived the war together. Oswald is nervous and quite fragile since we came back from the war.
オズワルド。
This is a dangerous part of town. What are you doing here?
We were looking for the Pembroke Hospital. We both need help. Treatment, I mean. To get some sleep. Just need to feel better, sir.
Where was your friend the last time you saw him?
He went down by the canal. He didn't want to go to the hospital. I think he went to the sewers on purpose. So I couldn't go after him.
I have all the information I need for now. If I find anything out about your friend, I'll let you know as soon as I can.
Thank you, Dr. Reed.
これサブミッション、あ、出ないのマジで。サブクエスト出んか、これで。お、アイテムがある。早くショットガン使いたいな、ショットガン。ショットガンいくらだっけ？
Good evening, Milton.
Good evening, Doctor.
こいつがね、あれなんですよ。
Have you heard of any...
There are a lot.
What kind?
I'm not in the gossip business, Dr. Reed.
銃
If you want to
を
know
使いしてる
more,
んでね。
you better talk to Harriet Jones. She's the eldest patient here.
こいつがね、銃を、銃とか武器売ってくれるんですよ。
I'd like to see your goods.
Wise choice, Dr. Reed. A reliable gun is what everybody needs these days.
315か。でももうちょっとだな。あれが病院の出資者か。
The flu took my dear wife, Emily. I take comfort knowing we'll soon be together again.
Mr. Rainfield, that's no way to talk. You're in good hands here, and we'll be up again soon enough. Now do me a kindness and get some sleep. I'll be back round later.
Your words are kind, the blessings of an angel. You're the sweet, sweet lady of mercy.
Good evening, Dr. Reed. It's a pleasure to see you again. You seem surprised.
いや、俺じゃねえよ。俺じゃ
Dr.
ねえよ。
Swansea has brought me up to speed concerning your recent appointment to Pembroke Hospital.
You're a the lady who saved me that night,
どうなんですかね。
before
人間
vanishing
の
into
天ですかね
thin air. I remember you from the pub with Dr. Swansea.
Indeed. Allow me to introduce myself formally
結構ね、
this
スペイン
time.
風邪とかね。
My name is Lady Ashbury. I remember you well,
じゃあいきますよ。
in spite of the
1000
brevity of our
スペイン
encounter.
風邪って何年だ1700年、1800年、1900年入ってない。ちょっと調べてみる。一応あれか、1900年初頭か。1900年初頭の舞台らしいです。どうしようかな。これちょっと聞いてみるか。
So it seems our Dr. Swansea does indeed have a fascination for creatures of our constitution.
Dr. Swansea is a remarkable man. Dedicated, one might say, obstinate? He spent years compiling our bestiary.
I hope you're more disposed to answer my questions now.
You must have countless questions, but our rather urgent matter first. Swansea has explained. My cover, if you prefer, has been compromised.
お、クエストが発生してる。ちょっと待って、その前に。どうしようかな。先にこっちだな。
Have any of the patients given you trouble?
These poor souls have so little left to live for. I do my best to ease their pain.
一応信じとくか。
The world would be a better place if it were cared for by women like you.
You make me blush. I am simply a necessary evil.
Pardon my boldness, Your Ladyship, but I have questions concerning this condition we share.
As a newborn, your hunger for answers is rivaled only by your thirst for blood. But the questions need wait.
I'm a scientist. My trade is in the deciphering of mysteries, and I need information to feed my mind.
I will gladly answer every question you have, but first, prove yourself capable of resolving my predicament without eating the culprit.
何を言ってんだ、本当。
Dr. Swansea has commissioned me to be your agent in this matter. You could start by explaining what's amiss.
These past insufferable weeks, I've been the victim of extortion. I've made a first payment, but the blackmailer grows greedy. I must refuse his most recent demands.
脅されてるの？ヴァンパイアが脅してるのか？
Who would be so foolish as to threaten you? A kindred spirit.
Even if it were the case, and I highly doubt it, a vampire would have asked for something more valuable than money. My suspicions lean toward a patient or their family.
What are your expectations? Please be precise.
As the newly appointed surgeon of this hospital, you are in an excellent position to ask innocent questions and deftly learn the identity of my blackmailer.
If we're dealing with an ordinary criminal, surely you've the means to deal with it yourself, if I may.
As immortal tradition doth dictate, all fangs and hypnotic eyes ablaze, the blood would run like a river. That's what I hope to avoid. Violence has a tendency to spiral out of control.
Please continue. Every detail is essential. I'm your man.
My embarrassment in this matter is eclipsed only by my shame at having put the hospital at risk. The threat from our anonymous scoundrel is clear. A list of dates. My visits coinciding with the dates of suspicious patient deaths due to massive blood loss.
I'll take care of it. Do you know where I should start?
If that was the case, I'd settle the matter myself. You could talk to our local gossip, Harriet Jones. Not a pin drops here without her hearing about it.
I'll meet that woman now.
My life, as others know, is in your hands, Dr. Reed. I'm sure of your discretion, but I do fear your powers of persuasion will be put to the test. When this is resolved, I'll be your obligé. I'll answer all questions in regards of your condition.
一応ね、これ Steam で出てるんですけど、日本語のローカライズされてないんですよ。で、今回 PSO 版出て、売りは日本語のローカライズのが売りなんですけど。マジ翻訳めちゃくちゃ。しかも表示しないとか。
My situation is delicate, and it occupies all my thoughts. The blackmail must stop. I need assurance.
今も完全にバグとかじゃなくてもうあれ実装ミスですね完全に。お 実装ミスとかあるのがすげえな、このゲーム。まあ一応目的地は右に出てるっぽいんで、それが救いですね。いや、英語あんま分かんねえしな、ニュアンスぐらいしか。もう今の完全に分かんなかった。何言ってんのか。いや、マジ勉強した方がいいっすよ、みんな、英語は。またアヘンがあるんだけど。アヘンってなんかあれなんですかね、治療とかに使うんですかね。ちょっと待ってよ、どこから行くんだ。病院内か。ハリエットと話す。ハリエットなんていたっけ。どっちから行った方が近いの？使えた方が近いの？こいつ、あ、こいつあれか。ハリエットって誰だ？あ、そんなやついたっけ？そうじゃないの？こいつ？外にいるよ。あいつか。あれどうやって行くんだ？こっちからか。
Thelma Howcroft said she was being watched by vampire hunters. Where are they hiding? I should investigate.
教授には終わらないですよ。さすがに教授に終わらないですよ。もう配信外でやろうかなと思ってるところもあるんですけどね。
Good evening. I'm Dr. Reed.
Always a pleasure to meet a colleague, sir. Especially when he was supposedly dead.
A colleague? Are you a doctor too?
Not anymore, sir. I used to be Dr. Rakesh Chadana. Now, I'm just Mr. Chadana. Pawnbroker and humble guardian of this morgue.
What do you mean, you used to be a doctor? Was your license revoked?
No, sir. It is just that I like to be precise. I run a little pawn shop while taking care of the dead. But I used to be a real doctor.
Are you afraid or uneasy being...
Why should I?
An interesting...
Sir. How did you... After...
Have we met before?
I don't think so, sir. Why?
When we first talked, you said you were glad to meet me since I was reported dead.
Funny story, sir. Your sister came here a few nights ago. You were missing, and she was looking for your body. She must be very relieved now.
Do you work here alone?
Yes, very easy work, sir. All I have to do is watch a few bodies. The situation was very different when the main morgue was still open.
Why close the hospital's main morgue?
It was for sanitary reasons after the beginning of the epidemic. Cadavers had to be moved to the nearest mass grave.
Why do you have to watch these bodies?
Because these poor fellows have no names. We keep them in case someone comes looking for the missing. Sadly, very rarely happens.
まああんまあれですね。ちょっといつもやってるゲームとは質が違いますね。
A pawnbroker?
Yes, sir. All kind of people. For I sell all kind of goods.
ああ、どうしようかな。
Who comes here to trade with you? It's very unhygienic, even unsafe. Diseases can spread. For the customers, for the hospital.
I'm very cautious, sir.
まあでもそれが
I've
売り
been
な
a
んでしょう
doctor,
ね。
remember.
そういう。
And all my clients are good people. In fact, I think I only know good people.
What kind of goods?
With the quarantine, it's not always easy to
そう
buy
ですね。い
things.
つもはシン
So
プ
I
ルな。
trade, I
結
exchange.
構バッタバッタアクションゲー
Some
ムやってるん
people
ですけど。
sell, some others buy.
藤原さん、おやすみ
I
なさい。
like to help.
まあ寝たい人は多分セリフ
Since
とか
you're
を
not
読
afraid
み
of
ながら
dying, do you believe
Ah,
in
字幕
life
とか読みな
after
がら
death,
なんか
Rakesh?
No, I
あれですね、
believe we
見て
must
れば
do
多
all
分
the
眠くな
good
る
we can while alive. For our time is short, and the obstacles are endless.
Do you think you would enjoy immortality as a concept?
I don't think so. Don't mistake me. I love life, and I'd like to live a long life. But everything has to decay, sir. Even goodwill.
これね、多分ね、俺ゲームプレイしてるからね、眠くなったりしないんですけど、多分見てる方は多分超眠いと思いますよ。
Do you really believe goodwill cannot last?
As I said, sir, everything decays. If I was to never die, goodness, I would be bored or worse. And I like to be helpful, sir.
Quite depressing, wouldn't you say?
Yes, but the good news is we'll all die before losing our humanity, sir.
So you're ready to die?
No, I am not. I don't fear death, for I won't see it. What troubles me is the pain my death will inflict to those I know.
You're a wise man, Mr. Chidana.
No, Dr. Reed, I am a foolish man. But I like to think otherwise.
Have you heard of someone blackmailing people in the hospital?
Pardon me, sir, but I have no idea what you're talking about.
多分ね、これ一応
Please show me what you have
配信してるけど、多分これ見てるんだったら多
It's
分
just trinkets and
なん
curios,
か
really.
Amazon プライムとかで映
But
画
I'm sure they
見
can
た
be
方がいいと思い
useful.
ます。あ、ここで売れるのか。なるほどね。これいくらすんだ、大体。あ、安っ。これ安いな。これ、100% あれじゃん。バラした方買いたいとかしてバラした方がいいじゃん。安いな、おい。こんな安いのか。そう、安いな。バラした方がいいのかな。
It never ceases to amaze me how you, the dead, seem peaceful and lost at the same time.
これもう配信でやるの、これで終わりにしようかな。ちょっと、配信外でやろうかな、これ。まあ、眠くなるよね、見てると。俺も多分、見てるだけだと眠くなりそう。で、あれか。ハリエットを探さないといけないのか。ハリエット、これ名前合ってんのかって。こいつドイツ人が多すぎてわかんないんだけど。あ、なんか出た。何これ。
Good evening, Mr. Fiddick.
Good evening, Dr. Reed. Any news about my operation?
Have you heard talk of any...
No.
多分ね。
Tell me about your injury, Harvey. Why do you feel so guilty about it?
My wife died because of me.
ちなみにね、これはね、
And now I may
催眠
lose
かなんかつ
everything
けてる。
because I've
催
been
眠っていう
careless
か
enough to hurt myself.
催眠かな
What an
催眠してると思うんですよね。
How could your job?
I was working.
You can't.
Of course.
Tell me more about the death of your wife, Harvey.
1915. I was in the army, building workshops for the Royal Flying Corps. Helen was happy I wasn't sent to the front.
What happened?
The Germans sent Zeppelins to bomb the construction site, but they missed their target. My wife was bringing my dinner when the bombs fell.
How are your children after losing their mother?
They were smaller then. The only good thing about this is my Helen didn't bring them with her that night.
これね、多分全部読んでたら、
I'm
ね、
sorry for
すげえ時間かかると思うんですよ。
So many died during the bombings. I served in France and witnessed the carnage there.
I would like to say that she didn't suffer. Truth is, I have no idea. I just know that I'm all that me kids have. Poor little bleeders.
まあ今んとこ多分このゲームの最後に興味がある人ってあんまりいないと思うんだよ。
Reads me like a book. I never could keep anything from her.
市民の行動を調べるってどういうことなのか意味わかんないんだけど。
It's locked.
ハリエットいねえじゃん。ドイツなの？ハリエットって誰？わかんねえな。
Dr. Reed, may I help you?
What can you tell me about the epidemic, Nurse Crane?
Everyday folk.
News on the front stated.
It seemed to be for a while, but that was only last summer.
What can you tell me?
This hospital.
Can you be more?
Well,
Dr. Swan.
not.
医学的なプロトコルについてはどこですか？
What about medical protocols?
Dr. Reed, we don't have the money and resources here at the Pembroke like they do in the West End. We do what we can.
How is the duty roster organized?
Everybody works until they can't. If there's time, they'll eat a meal and shed a silent tear.
For how long have you been working here, Nurse Crane?
I first volunteered at the Pembroke in 1911, a few months after Dr. Swansea was appointed.
And before you arrived here?
If you must know, this was my first job.
Do you know if any of the hospital staff have had run-ins with the law?
Doctor, you've hardly been here and you're already questioning the moral fortitude of the staff.
Have you heard rumors about blackmail within the hospital?
I don't have time to listen to all the idle gossip that floats in these halls, Doctor.
I'll see you later.
Like a book. I never could keep anything from her.
Good evening, Dr. Strickland.
And good evening to you, Dr.
こいつはもう進めないんだ。
Goodbye, Dr. Strickland.
いや、バイオの方が 100% あれですよ。わかりやすいですよ。しかもこれ、バイオと比べるゲームじゃないからね、これは私。ハリエットって誰だ？どう見る？いなくない？ハリエットっている？あ、この辺がなんか光ってたよね。これじゃあちょっとあれだな、もう配信外でやることにしますわ。結構ね、やってるとね、まあまあ面白いんだけどね。
I cannot enter.
You always knew the words to calm the children, Ellen. As for me, blundering idiot.
あれ、ここめちゃくちゃ光ってたのになんでなくなったの？え、あいつなのか。ハリエットって誰や？
I'm all right. Time with me.
I'm quite busy right now, Dr. Reed.
Tell me, Waverly, what do you think of Dr. Strickland's enthusiasm for his experimental research?
Strickland is playing with his patients' lives for pride and glory. Now that, sir, is unethical.
Are you thinking about something in particular?
Harvey Fiddick needs delicate surgery. I believe we should stick to the usual procedure, but my young colleague obviously disagrees.
Why do you wish to lead this surgery?
I strongly believe that Mr. Fiddick should not be butchered to test an unproven procedure.
Other people may say that's too conservative a point of view.
Conservative? And what are you going to say to Mr. Fiddick if he loses his arm because of the operation? Because that's what's going to happen if the surgery is a failure.
And are you not afraid that your rivalry with Strickland may be blinding you?
Rivalry? I guess you could call it that. But I will never be childish enough to let my personal feelings affect my judgment.
まあ見てないでしょ。多分俺も見てないです。結構。
Have you heard about any blackmail going on in this hospital?
Blackmail? Nonsense.
多分ね。
Thank you for your time.
一回クリアしてね、答えが出たらね、結構サクサクいけると思うんですよ。どこでもいいんだけど、ハリエットさんってこの人
Good evening, Nurse Hawkins.
Good evening, Dr. Reed.
こいつか。
Have you heard of any underhand dealings within the hospital?
I don't have time for such nonsense, Doctor. I've work to do.
Are you certain? You seem nervous.
If you have something in mind, just speak up, Doctor. Otherwise, stop breathing down my neck.
Blackmail is a serious matter, Nurse Hawkins.
Everything is serious around here, Dr. Reed. Starting with patients who need me.
ペルソナとか、まあ RPG でも大体こんな感じじゃないですか。大体。
Have you heard of any
I don't have time for...
あ、俺か。
Goodbye.
なんか情報を集めてどうだろうこうだろうみたいな感じなんで、あんまっていうか配信ではやんないんですよね。っていうか全然なんかここにいるみたいなのが書いてあるけど、どういうことなの？こいつか？
Good evening, Milton.
Good evening, Doctor. Still trying to...
Goodbye, Milton.
At least that mistress of the dark.
I thought last time was anything.
こいつか？
Is our little mystery closer to being solved, Dr. Reed?
I think of nothing else, my lady.
My situation is delicate, and it occupies all my thoughts. The blackmail must stop. I need assurance.
保証。安全じゃなくて保証なんだ。あ、こいつダメなんだ。いや、全然わからんな。ハリエットって誰？ そんなやついたっけ？人物多すぎてあれな、わかんねえな。こいつどこにいんだ？あ、そこか。あ、書いてあるじゃないですか、右の方に。病院でハリエットと話すって。あ、こいつだ！こいつですわ。こいつだ、こいつ。今日はもう配信しないですよ、これ終わったら。なんかやりましょうか。ちょっと、退屈だったら、ちょっと待って。こいつと話したらちょっとじゃあなんかやりましょう。なんか、うちさんやっぱり、うちのさんやっぱあれだな。
Get out of my room. There's no need for alarm, madam. I'm Dr. Reed, the new surgeon.
Preposterous. Dr. Reed, you say? I don't want some bumbling intern. Where's Dr. Swansea?
どうしようかな。こっちか。
Please calm down, madam. I assure you that I am highly qualified. I'm just back from war duty.
How brave. Threatening an old defenseless woman. You know how long I've been a patient here? You've picked the wrong fight. I'm Harriet Jones.
Harriet Jones? Indeed. I've been meaning to have a chat with you. You know what goes on here better than any other patient I gather.
Oh, better than any patient, nurse or doctor. I've seen so many vile undertakings.
I heard there have been some despicable goings-on. Was there a case of blackmail?
Blackmail? Wait. Investigating something. This isn't a social call. One of those incompetent cunts slit a poor sod's vein.
君が今日これ選んで大丈夫なのかな。
If I didn't know better, Miss Jones, I'd be inclined to say you enjoy this type of idle gossip.
God's honest truth, Doctor. It's just the way it is here. Most of these bitches would let you freeze to death before getting you a blanket.
You seem to know more about the goings-on here than anyone else. Beware, Miss Jones, in case suspicion should fall on you.
That's it. Blame the old and infirm. I see those little bitches' greedy little eyes. Just waiting for me to pop off they are.
I assure you, madam, this is not an investigation into a possible medical error.
Debauchery, then? Nurses Crane, Hawkins, Brannigans, whores, all of them. They can't keep their legs shut. I've seen them scratching slutty sores.
Really? Well, if you have irrefutable proof, I'll not have the staff behaving in such a manner here.
This is your business, Doctor, not mine. But I swear one of the nurses is cavorting with some man on hospital hours.
Thank you for your time, Miss Jones. You've given me something to go on. See you on the next round.
なんだろうっていう女です。ピッパー・ホーキンスはわかるな。あ、ピッパー・ホーキンスとミルトンがあれだったかな。
The patients and staff might know something. I'll start my investigation with them.
っていうか健康なやつ多いな。あ、こいつがね、確かミルトンと付き合ってたような気がするな。
Good evening, Nurse Hawkins.
Good evening, Dr. Reed.
あれ、こいつじゃなかったっけな。
What can you tell me about the strange man visiting one of the nurses during her shift?
Let me guess. You spoke with that old shrew, Harriet Jones. Do not pay attention to her, Doctor. She's full of fanciful tales.
No matter how you feel about her, Miss Jones deserves our help.
Who says I don't care for her? Hate is what keeps that old crone alive.
She could have been telling the truth about the mysterious man.
That old witch will end up in hell soon enough. Who cares if a nurse finds some happiness where she can?
Goodbye, Nurse Hawkins.
こいつじゃないのか。もう一人じゃないですか。今ここにいたやつあれでしたよね。多分付き合ってるやつですよね。銃撃ってるやつ。ちょっと待ってね。あれ、看護師いなくなったじゃん。やべえ、一周しちゃった。あれ、看護師いなくなったな。あれ、どこ行ったんだ。あ、いたいたいた。
Good evening, Nurse Brannigan.
Good evening, Doctor.
犯罪歴のある病院さん。
Do you know if any of the hospital staff have criminal backgrounds?
The people who work here all come from very different backgrounds, Doctor. Just like the patients.
Why does Dr. Tippett's claim you're the main reason he keeps working, despite his fatigue?
If it wasn't for him, I probably would have left the Pembroke years ago.
Dr. Tippett does not think of you as just a nurse anymore, does he?
You're suggesting he's not taking my gender into consideration when it comes to medical practice and knowledge. I really hope he doesn't.
Have you seen a strange man visiting any of the nurses here?
I've never heard of such a thing, Doctor.
Goodbye, nurse. Call me if you need assistance.
で、あと、ドロシー・クレインがどこにいるんだろう。っていうか病院歩いてましたよね。あ、ちなみにこいつ、このテルマ・ハウクロフトさん、ヴァンパイアらしいですよ。俺いねえな。どこ行ったんだあいつ。え、上？あれいなくなったの？俺いなくなったじゃん。俺いなくなったじゃん。え？どこ行ったんだ？俺いなくなったじゃん。あ、はい。エツさんお疲れです。いや、見た目からね、一応これ今、ヴァンパイアのね、知覚を強化して見せてるんですけど、見た目はね、こういう看護師さんなんで、こういう服を着てるんですよ。俺どこ行ったのマジで。市民の行動を調べるってこれなんだ。これの意味がわかんないんだけど俺。
You don't mind if I search your pockets, do you, sir? You won't need any of these anyway. I'm not stealing from you, mister. I'm only redistributing your belongings to people who need them more than
こいつ余裕であるじゃん。死体から物を捨てちゃう。
No one has claimed your body, sir. So it would be such a shame to bury you with your valuables. I will not forget you, sir. And I thank you for your generous donation.
死人あさりじゃないですか。あれちょっと追求しに行きましょうか。なんかこういうのあると楽しいけどあれだな。まあやってる本人しか楽しくないんだろうな。多分見てる本人一人。
Good evening, Dr. Reed.
How dare you steal from the dead, Rakesh? Is that what your pawnbrokers is really about?
These people are dead, sir. What they possessed could be useful for the living. And I'm sure they would agree if they could speak.
スワンジーでもあんまり信用できないんだよな。これだな。
You should show respect for the dead. What about their loved ones who may treasure these items you sell?
The bodies I watch over are the unwanted and undesired, sir. I would never deprive anyone of their family artifacts.
How dare you steal from the dead, Rakesh?
These people...
You should show...
The bodies I...
Yes.
Goodbye, Miss...
Good evening, Doctor.
Goodbye, Mr.
そう、ドロシー・クレインをそうだ、見つけないといけないですね。ドロシー・クレインどこ行ったんだ？あれ、ドロシー・クレインいなくなったじゃん。え、病院内じゃないってこと？病院内から移動してるじゃん。なるほどね。あれか。下の方か。あ、病院内って書いてましたね。どこだ？あれだな。
You're sure you don't come back with me?
Nah, I have to see someone at the hospital.
Be careful. You look so bad they may keep you as a patient.
Fuck 'em. I don't like hospitals or doctors.
Well then, when you go back to Whitechapel, you may find this useful.
What is it?
A pass for a free medical exam by the best nurse available. Just read it.
I don't read well, but thank you, I guess.
It's なんたらホプキンスってあいつがあれなんだな。密売屋と絡んでるの。いや一応そういう時代なんじゃないですか、多分あれ血とか普通についてるの。いやなんかゲーム変えようかなと思ったけどちょっとすいません、話進んじゃった。 すいません、ちょっとトイレ行ってくるんで、ちょっと待っててくださいね。末永さんごめんね、なんか。もうちょっとやるし。まあもうちょっとっていうかもう多分これやったら今日終わるけど。トイレ行ってきますわ。ちょっと待っててください。はい。じゃあ、最後、やべえな。ちょっとハマってきたな、これ。あ、お値段以上さん、こんばんは。久しぶりっす。すいませんね。多分見てる方は多分すげえ退屈だと思うんですけど、なんかちょっとハマってきちゃった。これ一応あれだな。バトルパートになりそうだな。一応ね、武器とかあるんですよ。このすげえダセーモーションで。お、殺されてんじゃん。
This man has been savagely attacked and dragged to the floor.
あ、あれだな。多分スカルかヴァンパイアがいる。あ、いたいたいたいたいた。 変化したぞあいつ。そう、なんかあの攻撃がね超強いんですよ。まあでもぶっちゃけやっぱバイオはみんな比較してるけど、やっぱバイオはあれですよ、すげえよくできてますよ。まあバイオじゃねえしなこのゲームマジ。噛むと左上の一番下の赤いゲージがあるんですよ、ブラッドゲージって。でブラッドゲージを貯めると右下のアクションスキルが使えるんですよ、必殺技みたいなやつが。なんであれだよね、やっぱりバイオとは違う、やっぱり。お上の今全然聞こえなかったんだけど。これは俺が下手なのかこんなもんなのかようわからんな。今のが右下のアクションスキル、必殺技みたいなやつです。アクションスキルかなんだなんつうんだろう。比較対そうなんですよ、比較対象なんだっけな、ちょっと待ってね、忘れた。スピーカー名って何これ。アクティブスキルか。アクティブスキルなんですよ、今。これ下から行きたいんだよな。あとこれね、しゃがみとかないんで、結構単調なんですよね、ゲームとして。あ、上行けたじゃん。どっちだ。お、武器見つけた。ちょっと待ってね。超強え。あれちょっと待ってね。オフハンド。あ、これ両手武器か。あ、なるほどね。そういうことか。あれ銃ないじゃん。え、ちょっと待って、銃がなくなったんだけど。ここか。あ、装備できないの？マジ？あ、どうしようかな。両手武器なんか、これ。一応両手片手の概念があるらしい。おほえ。強っ。あ、 ネズミがいる、ネズミが。今日ね、ネズミ食えるんですよ、ネズミ。あれネズミどこ行ったんだ。もう一匹いた。そうっすね、リアリちょっとリアリティあるコンボとか強いもん普通。え、ボス戦じゃん。
What sort of creature is this?
It's強いんだけど。え、ちょっと待って、これなんだ。たまにね、なんか操作がね、おかしくなってきた。ほらコンボ強い、両方も強い。おお、危ねえ。左上の黄色のゲージがスタミナゲージ、スタミナのって感じ。
Here's what's left of him. Not a lot to check, but I should anyway.
なんかでも確かに割れたって感じですよ。草って感じですよ。あ、こいつ壊れちゃったじゃん。あれだ。クレインと会ってた男。
Some voucher for a free checkup in Whitechapel. What is Nurse Crane up to? I really must find her.
たまにね、今ここなロックした時に、これ今こうやって回避左に行くんですけど、なんかロックしてカメラ視点がおかしくなった時に、なんか左にこうやって回避しようとしても、なんか前に行ったりとか、動けなかったりするんですよ、こうやって。マジね、クオリティ低いっすよ、このゲーム。このクオリティの低さはね、すごいっすよ。これ、昼間、お父さんに値段聞かれたんですけど、これ、リミテッドエディション買ったんですけど、これ9000円しますからね。 マジ休戦するんで、マジあれなんですよ、一回始めちゃったからやめれないんですよ。これ9000円でよく売ろうとしたな、マジで本当に。ホワイトシャベルに到達する。ホワイトシャベルってどこ？ここか。様子を見てみましょう。どういうことだよ。これ9000円するからね、マジ。こうやって文句言いながらもやめない理由としては、これ9000円するから。しかもこれ発売日1ヶ月延期になってるんで、このクオリティで。いやだってこれリミテッドエディションじゃなくても多分飛車戦するからね、フルプライスだから。これやばいよね。ゲームシステムとかはな、面白いんだけどね。
Are you injured, sir?
Help me get out of here. I need to get out.
I'm Dr. Reed, and I'd be glad to help you, but you must calm down first. Please, take a deep breath and tell me your name.
Okay, I'm Oswald Thatcher. Please, I need to get out.
Mr. Thatcher, your friend Newton sent me to help you. Do you remember him?
Yes, I do.
Good. Now leave this place and enjoy the cool night air. It's quite invigorating. I'm sure you'll feel better if you do.
そうか。今なんか叫んだのこいつなのか。一応ね、この催眠をすると吸血ができるんですけど、今回はちょっと吸血しないで解放します。てかあいつ帰らない？まあ別にいいんだけど、帰らなくても。あ、頭痛があるのか。やべえ、頭痛薬作ってない。マーキングしとこう。あ、こういう時にマーカーを使うのね。忘れそうなんで、頭痛薬、作って、あいつに渡しに行けます？ちょっと待ってもらっていいですか？またローディングまたローディングかよ。さすがにね、ストーリーはね、ストーリーぐらいはクリアしないとね、9000円払ってるんで。いや、一応ね、催眠ね、かかるレベルっていうやつがあって、催眠かけて、人気のないところに誘い込んで吸血とかするんですよ。まあそういうところがヴァンパイア要素なんだけど、今回は吸血なしでいこうかなと思って。バハリン、そうバハリンを作ってくるんですよ今。あれちょっと待って、病院どこだ？結構病院から離れたな。 これ最初のところじゃん。ちょっと待って。そうなるのね。ちなみにあいつらから追われてます。こいつらから。
Get their weapons ready!
Die, ちなみにこいつらはヴァンパイアじゃなくて人間っすね。だからもうハクスラ要素もあるのかな一応。まあしかもちょっと見た感じちょっとオープンワールド系の入ったりして。さすがにこの辺までは入れないのか。スルーされるバファリンのことですか。まあそういうのはねスルーしないです。大丈夫です。ちょっと一応病院に戻るか先に。寝るとね多分夜がなくなっちゃうんで。いやあの人間最初めっちゃ強かったんですよチルボーさん。言っときますけど殺されてますからね俺一回。レイのなんか操作っていうか回避がなんか前にしか行かなくなって。あ逆かこっちか。病院どこから入るの？あれ？あれでもやってんじゃん。なんでこれいちいちローディング入んの？しかも12時超えたしちょっと頭痛薬だけ渡したいんだけど。アンチしようか。ちょっと一回出るわ。これいちいちローディングする意味あんの？ローディング長いんですよねこれ。一応 PSO プロなんだけどな。あれもう病院入ってるじゃん。この目の前の病院か。院内ではね、あれなんですけど、瞬間移動とか使えないんですよ。さすがに。頭痛薬か。頭痛薬あったっけ？頭痛薬ないじゃん。ちょっと待って。レシピがない。じゃあ終わりだな。どうしようかな。多分ね PC 版でやった方がいいような気がするんだよねこれ。このゲーム多分 いや、もうちょっとあれだな、ちょっと面白くなってきたな。まあでも配信向きではないな、100%。どうしようかな。ターゲットの血管内で血を阻害し、あ、これ防御を無効にできるのか。どうしようかな。一応ね、スキルとかもいろいろあるんですよ。レベル10が必要。どうしようかな。ちょっと待ってね。こいつ取るか。戦闘中バイトを使うとダメージが増加します。これレベル9とかにならないのこれで。なんか今の時ボスとか強かったもんね、ぶっちゃけ。上限増加、そっか。あ、そういうことか。これで9なのか。10までまだまだちゃんじゃん。どうしよう、体力上げようか。スタミナ超重要なんだけど、このゲーム。体力一応上げとくか。じゃあ、間違えた。あ、ちなみにこれ一回実行しないとダメです。そうっすね。俺もこれで終わりますわ。ちょっともうちょっと起きれてたら配信以外でやります。まあ一応ね、最後の方はなんか見せますわ。何？健康状態が悪くなってる。よし、じゃあ一応終わるか。まあちょっとね、アドベンチャーパートはね、あんまり面白みがないんですけどね。戦闘パートは、アクションパートはね、まあ見せれる。まあ見せれてもあんなチャッチーアクション見せてもしょうがないんだけど。そうですね。でちょっと配信外でやりますわ、これは。まあ一応最後、最終回的なところでクリアすると限りにしますね。いや、他は何やろうかな。他はまあ悪魔城ドラキュラコレクション、アニバーサリーコレクションとか、まあいろいろあるんでね。まあまたなんか時間あったら配信します。まあ別にこれやってる時は雑談でもいいけどね。画面ちょこちょこなんかコメントが見えるから。じゃあ締めましょう。じゃあ終わります。じゃあ皆さんお疲れでした。キーボード置けない。じゃあ寝る人はおやすみなさい。まあ一応これやるときは、まあ雑談でもいいっすよ。概要欄いろいろ書いてるけど、まあ雑談してもいいな。このゲームやってるときは。じゃあ一旦配信終わります。一旦じゃないわ。今日は配信終わりますね。皆さんお疲れ様でした。ご視聴してくれた方、マジありがとうございました。こんな暇なゲーム。見ててあんまり面白くないゲーム。じゃあ、終わります。お疲れでした。おやすみなさい。配信閉じます。